Hi, welcome to section 4, working with deeply nested data. In this section, we're going to practice more the process of using Redux in our React application with some more tips and tricks. Let's start with our first video, extending the state tree. We're going to use the same example we created before in section 2. But this example is so simple, we're going to make it a bit more complex. In this form, we are adding some items into order. But what we are going to do is to create some customers, and for each customer, we can add the whole order into a list of backlog orders. So each order includes some items, which this form is creating. Let's start with creating the customers. Starting by a component here called customers to show them, so we can choose using the extension we installed before in Visual Studio Code. We can write RRC and it will generate everything for us. If we save right now and just format it, it will be fine. Now if we just add here customers so we can test it. If we go now to the app and import customers, it will be customers. And now if we edit customers, let's save. Now there you go, we have the component customers. Everything is wired up. Let's add the logic. To add the logic, first of all, we would like to create a reducer for customers. It will be customers reducer, as we learned before. Now it's exporting the reducer, and the reducer has a switch, and the switch has a default of returning the default state. So let's initial init state, for example, will be any customer will have an ID and will have a name. Let's, for example, John, and another one which will be ID2 and name will be, for example, Mark. If we save everything, we would like to add the reducer to the root reducer here. So let's import it first. If we save, let's go here and say customers and pass the reducer. Now we have customer in our reducer. Here, reducer return undefined during initialization. Yeah, let's see what we have right here. Yeah, we didn't send the initial state to the state. Nice that we have it right now. Now it is complaining about something. Let's open the component itself. Yeah, it's complaining about the prop types. Yeah, let's ignore it for the time being and open the extension we used in the last section to see the state changed or not. Yes, the state now has orders as before and customers with both data we added before. That's very nice. Let's continue by loading this stuff instead of just customers. Now we can just use map state to props to say customers. This is the name we are going to use inside our component, and say state.customers, which is the name in the root reducer. Now let's test it and say this.props.customers.length, for example, and save. Let's see. Yes, it prints 2. Let's just proceed and map it. Customer will be like a div customer.name. Save. Now there you go, we have John and Mark, both of them. And of course, because React is complaining, let's add a key. Now we would like to recognize which one is the current one, which one is selected, so we can use later on. Let's add some thing here called class name. It will be equal to some selectors here we are going to use for styling. So in case of customer.selected, it will be selected. Let's add this attribute to the customer returned. If we go back here, let's add here just for testing purposes. Now nothing can be shown, but we would like to add some styling here so we can find everything changed. Let's paste it here. Just some styling I added before, and there you go. If we try it here, everything shown that this one is a current and it keeps selected. This is a hover and this is selected. Cool. Let's add somehow to switch between them by clicking on Mark. It should be current and vice versa. If we went here, we would like to add some event here on click, and it will have this dot mark as selected, and this one we are going to, and here you go. We would like to create something first in the actions to handle that. So let's create an action reducer, customers actions.js, and here we are going to, let's create the type first in types, and we can use this type here, but first we would like to handle it in reducer before using. So we would like to import, and we would like to add here a case for switch customer. In this case we are going to return a new state, will be a deep copy of the current state. But before that we would like to add logic. The new state dot for each c for customer, we are going to add a condition. If c.id equal to action.payload, we would like to have c.selected equal true, else make c.selected equal false. We need to import, and we have only mark customer as selected. Let's add it to map dispatch to props. If we say mark customer as selected, so we can use it inside here. This dot props dot mark customer as selected, and we would like to send here the ID. First of all, we would like to make it here as a data attribute. We will send customer ID, then we can read it here from the target. But notice here that this will return a string, and what we have in the state is integer, so by the triple equal it will be false. So we would like to parse it, make sure that everything is sent the right way. After saving, now we have John as true and Mark as false. If we click on Mark, now there you go, we have Mark as true and John is false, and vice versa every time the current is added here by the CSS. And that's it for this video.